That concludes our voting for today, but I do want to point out that on the back of that sheet of candidates is a list of other positions. The top positions are the nominees for positions that will be elected by the executive committee at their next meeting in March, as you saw on the agenda. And we have the position for treasurer, which is currently open. It's filled right now by George, who's taking care of things, but we need a nominee, and then the committee needs to vote on the treasurer. Secretary, Lane has put herself forward for that position again. We had 2 names for community care coordinator. We had the fundraising director. Nobody has applied for that. Cynthia has nominated herself for the volunteer coordinator. And then I would like to stay on as the communications coordinator. All of those positions, again, are detailed out on that big white sheet at the table. If you are interested, take a look at what that position entails, and then let an executive committee member know you are interested, and then you could be considered and voted upon. We also have precinct captains. A precinct captain is in charge of helping bring the message of the Democratic Party locally to the precinct. How you do that? Well, that's up to you. We'll figure it out and grow it along the way. But as a precinct captain, you get to represent your precinct at all executive committee meetings. That means you have a vote at the table. You have a voice at the table on things we should do, when we do them, and how we do them. The following captains have put themselves forward: for the airport precinct, Tori Miller; for Biltmore Pines, myself, Bill Kimler; for Bees Ferry, we had Judith Thompson and James Fortune; for Civic Center, Rebecca Carswell, Coronacre, Cynthia Halpin-Brown; Greenwood High, Audrey Witherspoon; Laco, Lane Horowitz; Livy's Knoll, Carl Schwarzman; Marshall Oaks, LaShondre Weidman; Newcastle, Robert Allen Moore. If you live in a precinct, now Greenwood County has 50 precincts. We have a lot of precinct captains to fill, and that will be the responsibility of the executive committee to try to fill them. But at this time, we are accepting nominations if you live in a precinct that is not listed on this sheet. The ones that are on this sheet have pre-filed, and therefore those precinct captains are closed for nominations. But is there anybody here who wants to be a precinct captain and lives in one of the other 40-some precincts or 30-some precincts that's not on that list? All right, seeing none, if you reconsider, feel free to reach out to an executive committee member. If you don't know what precinct you live in, understandable, we can look that up for you. But it doesn't entail a lot of responsibility. You do what you can. You just need to be there at the meetings to represent. So at this time, I would like to have someone make a motion to accept the slate of precinct captains as listed here. We have a motion from Lucia. Do we have a second? We've got it. We can't have a second from somebody not in Greenwood County. You were doing ventriloquism for Deb Atkinson. Gotcha. All right, Deb is our second. Great. So being motioned and seconded, all in favor of that list say aye. Any opposed? Great, the ayes have it. Congratulations, precinct captains, and we expect you to attend the next executive committee meeting, whether in person or virtual. We offer both. More information to be provided. Finally, state convention delegates. Represent Greenwood County at the state convention, which is Saturday, May 31st. I will not be at that convention because I will be attending the wedding of my daughter, so I've got an excuse slip that I will send to the state party. I will not be there. But we do have 20 people that we can send to represent our county, as well as 6 alternates in case any of those 28 cannot make it. Everybody is allowed to go to the state convention, by the way. It's open to the public, so whether you're a delegate or not, whether you decide last minute to go, you can show up. It's a good time. But like what we did here today, the state party leadership, the chair, first, second, and third vice chair of the state party will be voted upon, and only delegates will be allowed to vote for state party positions. But our job is to provide that slate of delegates, the following people. have put themselves forward: Victoria Wills Miller, Lane Horowitz, Audrey Witherspoon, Jameel Brooks, Mamie Green, Judith Thompson, LaShondre Weidman, Lillian Thomas, Ella Hill, Robert Allen Moore, Joe Green, Carl Schwarzman, James Thompson, James Fortune, Kervin Searles, and Ricardo Searles. All right, and then obviously we are short of 28, so more names will be recruited and voted upon and accepted by the executive committee. But for us, right now, with the names listed, do we have a motion to accept these names as the current slate of delegates to go to Columbia for the convention? We have a motion from Deb Atkinson. Do we have a second from this side of the room? We have one back there from, was it Skip? Skip Thomas. We have a second. So that now being seconded, we have a vote. All in favor, say aye. That was a really sad aye. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Wonderful. Congratulations, delegates.